Hello everyone, Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. I'm so excited because I am up to 66 subscribers, and it's just so exciting because I love making videos, and I've realized that over these last couple months. And I just love to talk about music, and if you watch my videos, hopefully that comes across that I'm just obsessed with music. And I've always said I would make these videos for two people if they watched, but to have over 66 people who are interested in what I'm doing and following me, I'm just so excited, and it just makes me feel good. So again, if you like my videos, hopefully you click like, share it, subscribe, and I'm always welcoming comments, and I will definitely always get back to you at least with at the least with a like, but usually I will respond back to you. If you do not know anything about me, I listen to all styles of music. I like rap, I like country, I like Broadway show tunes, I like heavy metal, I like punk, I like folk, I like bluegrass, and I like anything in between. I happen to just do a video on Taylor Swift with my daughter, and tonight what I'm going to be talking about is something completely different, Michael Nesmith. So let me talk a little bit about Michael Nesmith. As we all know, he came from the Monkees. He happens to be my favorite monkey. And Michael Nesmith was always toying and experimenting with the sounds of country while he was with the Monkees. And he didn't totally jump in until that first album that he did. Now, the actual first album that he did was called The Wichita Train Whistle Sings. And that's sort of a novelty album. It's an instrumental album with a bunch of his songs set with an orchestra in the background. And, it's an interesting album. It's not one of my favorites, but I don't really count it as his first album. I believe that album came out in 1968. What I'm talking about today is when he formed the First National Band. And their first album was called Magnetic South, and it came out in 1970. Okay, here's the back cover. And I happen to have the reissue on blue vinyl, which is pretty cool. Like I said, with the First National Band, Michael Nesmith dove headfirst into the whole country sound. I mean, on the back of the album, he talks about Hank Williams, Jerry Lee Lewis, Jimmie Rodgers as all being influences for him. Dylan, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, the Beatles. So, Mike Nesmith has kind of taken all those influences and putting it into his music. And he's got a country sound, but it definitely is more than just country. And a lot of people kind of look back to Michael Nesmith as being one of the first to start the whole country rock genre. And, he definitely wasn't the only one doing this. The Byrds had toyed with it, with Graham Parsons. Of course, the Eagles did. A lot of bands were bringing that country sound in, but Mike Nesmith definitely is one of the first originators of that sound. Now, on this album, he just put together a great band. You've got O.J. Red Rhodes on pedal steel guitar. You've got John Ware on drums, John London on bass, Earl P. Ball on side piano, and Mike Nesmith on guitar and vocals. And, I've just always loved Mike Nesmith's style of writing. I loved the song Listen to the Band when he was with the Monkees. I love Papa Gene's Blues. I just love his vocal quality. I love the arrangements of his songs. And here, with the First National Band, you get just him with his band, and it's just great. I also have these 3 First National Band albums on CD as well, and I remember reading in the liner notes that Mike Nesmith actually preferred the CD version because you could listen to all the songs pretty much back to back without having to flip over the side of the record. And he felt that these 3 albums kind of go together, not just in the cover art, but in the style of the music, and it's almost like a song cycle. So with the CD version, of course, you can listen to more songs altogether without having to flip the records, of course. But I definitely wanted them on vinyl as well. So let's talk about some of the songs on this. All right, you open up with Calico Girlfriend, which was a song that he actually started when he was with the Monkees. but it comes to full fruition on this album. Number 2, Nine Times Blue. One of my favorite Michael Nesmith songs, next to Listen to the Band, and that was a song that he actually started when he was with the Monkees as well. Little Red Rider, The Crippled Lion, Joanne, which was the single off this album. That is just a great, great, great song. I love singing that and playing that on the guitar as well. Michael Nesmith does a great falsetto section in the verse, which I love, and it's just a heartfelt song. I actually saw Mike Nesmith and Mickey Dolenz perform in the city last year, New York City, and he performed Joanne. And I will never forget that. I mean, it's just such a powerful song, and to hear him sing it live, it was great. And it ends with First National Rag on side 1. Side 2 opens up with Mama Nantucket. Then you've got The Keys to the Car, Hollywood, One Rose, which is a cover, and Beyond the Blue Horizon. So as far as debut albums go, this is near perfect. If you like country music, if you like the Monkees, if you like country rock, if you like the Byrds, if you like the Eagles, you would definitely dig this. So that came out in 1970. Now, coming out of that, he came out with Mike Nesmith and the First National Band. This is Loose Salute. So that first album was blue. Second album on red vinyl. And you can start to see how these are starting to go together. Sort of an Americana look to them. He continues with the sound that he started with the First National Band's Magnetic South. And I just want to see who the band is here. Well, again, you've got Mike Nesmith on vocals and rhythm guitar, John Lennon on bass, John Ware on drums, O.J. Red Rhodes on pedal steel. So it's the same lineup of this. On this album, you've got, it opens up with Silver Moon, which is a classic Michael Nesmith song. Then he does the Patsy Cline song, I Fall to Pieces, which it's a great cover of that. I mean, you wouldn't, we're all used to the Patsy Cline version, and we're like, how can anybody sing, I Fall to Pieces as good or better than Patsy Cline? And I'm not saying it's better than Patsy Cline's version. I'm not even saying it's as good, but it's definitely up there. It's a good version of that song. Thanks for the Ride, Dedicated Friend, and Conversations. And then side 2, Tango Amore, which is obviously in Spanish. He also sings part of it in English as well. Listen to the bands on here. I do not like this version as much as the Monkees version. The original song, Listen to the Band, came out on the Monkees album Present, and I definitely like that version better. This version sort of seems like an afterthought. So if you're going to listen to the band, definitely listen to the Monkees version. Bye Bye Bye, Lady of the Valley, and Hello Lady. So, again, this is a very, very strong album. Follows along the lines of Magnetic South, and this was the second release. This came out in 1970 as well, so 2 albums in 1970. That's back when artists used to release like 2-3 albums a year, right? And then the last album in the trilogy is called Nevada Fighter, and there's the cover. Obviously white, so you get white vinyl. So looking at these, I just like to do this because I think you need to see these. Take a look at that. Red, white, blue. I love the theme. It's definitely a trilogy, and I can see why Mike Nesmith was saying to try to listen to these all together at once as a song cycle. Here's the back. And none of these albums come with any goodies. I mean, they did come, I kept the hype sticker. And, but there were no special inner sleeves or anything like that. Let's see. This came out in 1971. So, okay, so the first 2 albums came out in 70. This third album of the trilogy came out in 71. produced by Mike Nesmith. I'm just trying to look to see who's on here as well. It looks like he's got a bunch of other people on here. He's got Joe Osborne and Max Bennett on bass, Glenn D. Harden and Michael Cohen on keyboards, Ron Tutt on drums. You still got O.J. Red Rhodes on pedal steel, so it seems like he tried to branch out a little bit with the instrumentation of this album. So side one opens up with the Grand Ennui. Great song. I like that, actually. There's a live version of that on Live at the Palais, which is it's just a great song. Number 2, Propinquity, I've Just Begun to Care. That's probably a top 5 Nesmith song for me. It's just a great song. And it kind of goes along with that theme where Michael Nesmith would write a song with a title that didn't have, wasn't said in the actual song. He doesn't say propinquity in the song, but he does say I've just begun to care. But it's sort of like a joke with Michael Nesmith and with his publishers and with the listening public. Number 3, Here I Am. Track 4, Only Bound. Track 5, the title song, Nevada Fighter. And then side 2 is it's a bunch of covers. He does Texas Morning, Tumbling Tumbleweeds, I Looked Away, which is the Eric Clapton song, Rainmaker, and then there's a instrumental called Renee by O.J. Red Rhodes. So this was the last album of the trilogy. After this, I don't know if I did say this, he formed the second national band. He did an album called Tantamount to Treason, which was a great album too. It's not as focused as the first 3. He also had other albums, The Hits Just Keep On Coming, which was great as well. And then, of course, he did some 80s albums. But that classic Nesmith sound is found in those first 3 albums, the trilogy. So again, if you like Michael Nesmith, if you like the Monkees, if you like country rock, if you like the Eagles, if you like the Byrds, definitely check out Michael Nesmith. You'll see why he is really looked at as being one of the, country rock pioneers. So again, thank you for listening. Hopefully you like this video, share it, subscribe, and, I've got many more ideas for videos in the future. Thank you.